Don't worry about that delay, you know. What's up, party people? Welcome to tonight's episode of A Sinner's Dream. We are down Trevor, at least for a little while. At least Adelaide for a little while. Adelaide may get power back later. We'll go to break whenever she gets power back on and swing her back in here. But
maybe.
Quell your rage, JD. Let's talk about things we need to talk about first. So, first off, there's Foundry, the best VTT out there. It is self-hosted. It only costs you, I think it's like $40 one time. Get your friends together. Everybody pitch in for it. And you know what? You can play from your computer at home. You got a TV screen that everybody wants to put a bunch of miniatures on. Be my guest. You want to make it look pretty, though, while you're doing it? Be my guest. I don't care. You do what you want to with Foundry. I'm going to do what I want to do with Foundry. All I know is it's the premier way to play your tabletop role-playing games. Now then, if you don't want all your friends connecting to your internet and slowing you down in some regard, or you aren't a system admin who, you know, like myself, and don't know how to handle a server properly, why don't you just go talk to forge-vtt.com. They have a bunch of subscription plans. It's going to be the best place to host your Foundry services. They got like over 200 nodes across the world, so that way we can have our Canadians here. You can have your Canadians here. Everybody can be there to play with you from wherever they're at in the world.
And you get a Canadian.
Pretty much. Because Americans own everything. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's
jokes
nice
on
episode.
us, Chinese on us.
Starting strong. We're halfway through the promos. You're already talking about slavery, so cool.
Hey. Tonight's episode is also brought to you by Heavy Arms, the best home brewer I know. We use his gunslinger here on ASD, and one of these days I'm hoping I get to use his brand new Ranger. He made a whole, like, completely remade the class, made it completely functional from the top down, and it's absolutely fantastic and brutal. Love it 100%.
As a man who has hated the Ranger class my entire life, it's
really good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's a really good one. Tonight's episode is also brought to you by Tabletop Audio. They have a lot of great ambiances that you can just go grab off their website for free. However, if you want a little bit more, and whenever I say a little bit, I mean like a whole catalog, head over to their Patreon, pay the $3 a month, get some extra remixes. Michael Gelfie is also a big, I'm a big fan of his. Use a lot of his background noises on top of stuff like Tabletop Audio, and Midnight Syndicate, who is some of the more, what's the word, Justin?
Orchestral.
Thank you. Darker tones that you may hear throughout Kasmar on a regular basis. JD, what do we got about elf eggs?
It's just your standard elf egg tonight. You know, we're just guys and gals and plasmoids. Like, spend your elf eggs. You know, they're there. I have an infinite amount. I got a little infinity sign. Well, at least that's what it says in OBS, which won't exist here in about 4 hours. But, yeah, so spend them, because why wouldn't you? It's 2,000. Look, Miss Liz Lane did it, right? Mm-hmm. Just do what your friends do. If Miss Liz Lane jumps off a bridge, jump off a bridge, right?
It's probably safe.
Especially if there's beautiful Dice Envy dice at the bottom.
Yes.
And, you know, while you're down there, fight to the death over them, because we only give them out once a month.
Eat
right?
one.
And it's the winner. Say eat one?
Yeah.
I mean, we do give them out every month, so you could eat them. I don't know what the caloric value is on a set of Dice Envy dice. I will send them an email. I don't know if it would sustain you for an extended period. The only other plug I have for this, though,
I'm going to take a bet.
Thank you for asking.
Can I take a bet, though?
On what?
On how long it'll sustain you? Approximately the rest of your life.
It's a weird bet. I see what you did there. Anyways, so again, Adelaide's power is out, and I know that this is her favorite part. She loves elf eggs. Like, loves them. It's her favorite thing in the world. She's got elf egg pillows in her house. She's got elf egg carpet. She's got an elf egg shower curtain. I mean, she loves elf eggs. So What you can't always do, though, is she's in a lot of Discord. She doesn't always see, and we have our Is This an Elf Egg? So if you guys aren't getting an answer in the Is This an Elf Egg from our resident Elf Egg expert, Adelaide Gardner, at OAdelaide on Twitter, just send it directly to her at Twitter and say, at OAdelaide, is this an Elf Egg? You're guaranteed to get a positive response every time. So with that, that's all I had to say, I think, tonight. So back to you, Charles.
I'm afraid of what the radio recap is going to say without Adelaide here.
What do you mean?
I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
Okay, fucking Horton.
I just want the radio recap.
Let's see if it works.
See if it works.
Want to make a bet?
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
He's doing his part conscientiously.
Vitamins and minerals and other things everybody needs to be healthy and husky the way we all want to be.
I got some delivery today. Harvest Crown wheat bread. Bread like it used to be. Baked fresh, with no artificial preservatives. Made with real cracked wheat, molasses, honey, and no artificial preservatives. Harvest Crown wheat bread. Next time, try reaching for Harvest Crown. Products from an honest family farm where folk ain't been turned into monsters in well over a decade now. Probably shouldn't have mentioned that.
And we're back.
I don't know what to do with that one. Like, at all. I need to go back. I need to hear the raw audio of that one at some point. I think I could get it from the radio station.
It was pretty close, but yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
There was an actual Pepperidge Farms commercial in there that somehow merged to a Harvest Crown, and I challenge you to find where.
Okay.
Dylan, tell me what happened last week. You weren't here.
Well, you see, Veda was not above torturing someone when it's convenient for her, and so therefore Pip is free and clear.
Okay, that didn't tell me jack shit.
Perfect recap. Nailed it in one.
All right,
Got
cool.
it. Great.
Great, fantastic. Yeah, no.
Veda tortured two innocent creatures to death. Wilhelm tortured himself as per usual. Did a really cool thing. Climbed a building. Saved a robot.
Yep.
Nobody applauded. It's
Saved a robot.
I mean, do you do it for the applaud?
I don't. Right. Yeah. Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah. Well, you brought it up, so it makes me think differently.
Speaking of keeping with tradition, Harold melted his brain trying to detect thoughts again. That was a little blast from the past, mind blast from the past there.
We found out he does not learn his lessons in one sitting.
We found out that Harold was metagaming and knew he had more hit points than he did last time.
Anything else?
The blue streak is
Kids.
changing reality.
Kids are going missing, apparently being eaten by a dragon.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, huh? Yeah, we're gonna go fight a red dragon. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we're supposed to go up a mountain to a dragon.
Yeah. That's before we deal with the reality warper.
We're gonna go fight a dragon without our healer. Sorry, without our monk.
It is actually really funny. The two things we've had to fight that are like big bads we've been like trying to repair for and everything have both been fire, which is really not great for Wilhelm.
Thank you.
Yep. I feel like Chuck might be attacking that particular demographic.
Same.
We couldn't have a dragon made out of wood or anything like that.
Everyone is for.
No, you know what? We fought mushrooms-based monsters in the one-shot last night.
Well, did you do a lot of fire damage yesterday then?
No, because it wasn't Wilhelm.
Oh.
It was Carl.
Oh, shoot. Bummer. Yeah.
Maybe we just fight Carl tonight.
Just gang up on one.
It's been about 10 years, right? According to Chuck's timeline. So, according to the radio commercial, at least, it's been over a decade. So,
It's been over a decade.
He's got to be higher than level 6 now.
Yeah, he's got to be like level. Yeah, right.
Actually, his seromorphic worm left him after his body rotted, and he went and found another host. So he's the exact same age, the exact same level across the board. Perfect.
Beautiful.
But now he's in a red dragon.
I'm waking up planning on having the red dragon sound like this, but you know what? Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, walk us into this one.
So, you guys have been visited by the elusive Harris, having dropped off a box looking for a book of potatoes in return. I believe the title was Lock to Do About Nothing, right? Was that the name?
Lotka do about nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lotka. Yeah, I know words. Anyway. So, you guys probably got that box from him about mid-afternoon. Not quite. You guys left Podrig's old pad about 1 o'clock, so it'd be pushing about 3 o'clock at this point, 4 o'clock. The floor is you guys'. What do you guys want to do moving forward? What's the plan? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish today?
I personally would love for a red dragon to stop eating children.
Yes, as well, it's a particular pain point. I like nothing more than a very obvious enemy to just explode. But we have a couple of things we need to accomplish first. We have, unfortunately, very little information about this incident. So I think we need, as far as I'm aware, Harold, I think we have to attack this on two fronts. One is we need a way to get back to that mountain. And two, we should gather more information. Perhaps a hospital. Perhaps KPD. Well, how has this not been reported? You guys listen to the radio, right? Has this been on the radio?
Not that I can recall.
Yes, children are going missing. And where's the data?
So we gotta break into like a filing room? Or...
I heard they were being shipped abroad in furniture.
That's creative.
Yes,
all mismarked prices and all that kind of stuff.
Perhaps we could identify the shipping lines and we can go that route.
You know, I might be able to ask.
Oh God, Pip! I forgot you were there. You're so quiet.
I was very deep in thought. As much as I don't want to do this, we could always ask the crystal vapor if this is standard practice, and we would be making an enemy of all the dragons, or perhaps, you know, they've got beef. I'm sure some of the dragons would love to take over additional territory. Maybe we find out about their crippling gambling addiction and exploit that weakness.
I am in no place, obviously, to pass any sort of judgment. But, lest we not forget, it was apparently, according to Mac, the crystal vapor who set up this hit on Vader's mother.
Yeah.
So I don't know that is the best route.
So perhaps we start with indirect communication. Maybe not go to the vapor. Just maybe, send a little message like, "Hey, grandmother, you eat kids?"
I mean, if we found out how young the kids are, like, I can pass for younger. Maybe we could just, like, get me captured and then you can follow. That sounds a little stupid now that I say it out loud. I'm not going to sacrifice myself.
Listen, Copper, it is not stupid. It's very brave.
That would be crazy.
Let's make that
crazy. It just might work.
Plan E, maybe. You know,
it's on the table. I'll say it's on the table.
My only concern...
The cat's just about pushed it off, but it is on the table still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are losing me with all these metaphors, but here's my only concern with that, right? Again, our friend Mac was just instantly teleported from a street corner to wherever the Vapor is currently. So if this form of transportation is similar, we don't know the limitations, and it could very well lead to Copper just being instantly manifested inside the dragon's gullet, so to speak.
No, there's joy to eating. I'm sure it's not.
Okay, so that was my metaphor. I didn't mean directly in, but you know, we would be stuck here still with no way to get to Copper.
That makes much sense.
Then we'd have to get to the Copper. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm following. I'm so sorry.
I mean, like, I have ways that I could, like, take care of myself, even if I'm in a bad situation, though, right? So...
Yeah, ways to taking care of oneself is, again, a little extreme in this scenario, I feel.
I can just, like, turn into gas sometimes. I've done that before.
I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Pip. Or Copper, I guess. I'm fairly certain that dragons can see everything.
As far as I know.
Particularly the old ones. So there's invisibility is off the table.
Oh, no, I mean, like, I turn into a gas. I can just go through a cranny and leave.
Would it be a flammable gas?
I mean, not if I'm fast enough.
And then where will you go?
Not there.
Are you really... Dragons are, like, really fast. Are you really fast?
No. I haven't done it in a long time.
Hmm.
What's other options, I guess?
We find transportation and try to gather some more information. Just take a bit of a breath here, and I think Harris, if anything, was the sign we needed to know that we are not prepared for this, and we should take a moment to collect ourselves.
So
as much as I too want to stop this from happening.
Okay.
So maybe start with the KPD. I mean, if the hospital's been having patients going missing, they probably report it there. So maybe that'll eliminate a visit and go a little faster. We're not like in the best relationship with the police, but like, you know, we help mostly.
I don't have an issue speaking with the KPD. My concern is that they don't have the information.
Right.
Because somebody at the hospital perhaps is...
Oh, yeah, maybe...
PM, if you're interjecting, you're muted.
I can't
not talking to us.
I can't tell if he's talking to us or not.
I'm not talking to you. I'll be back in just a moment. Continue.
Yes, okay. Good.
Now we can talk.
We didn't need him anyways. What did you want?
I am the DM now. Look at me. Look at me.
+3 Amulet of the Devout. Wow, I just found it lying on your tables. That's so strange. And the Vial of Blood? Oh my god.
I never knew what that was. I'm glad you recognized it right away.
You know, I didn't mean to attune to it.
welcome.
It was just sitting here, and I was sitting here, and it's just...
Oh my god, is that my copy of the +3 Arcane Grimoire? That's incredible.
You know,
I can't believe you helped me find that.
You know what it is Harris has this effect, right? Yeah, it must be like an area of effect thing. It just happens to when he's
Pip
around.
very quietly like scoots the 4 rings of 3 wishes into his pack.
4 rings of 3 wishes.
Yeah, well,
Kappa,
you know.
Kappa, quick, what did you want?
Oh god. Oh no. I can't think fast ever, so.
Oh no, the headphones are going back on. We're gonna be found
I've got
out.
you a +3 moon sickle. We're good. Yep.
Hell
there it
yeah.
is.
All right. So now that we've got those items squared away,
Now that we've got all those items squared away that Chuck doesn't even know about.
No,
You
no,
missed
no,
it.
no,
Harris
no.
came back. He was here for a bit.
I don't think he
It was-
did. I don't think he
It was
did.
unbelievable. It was
You
truly
have to- you
uncanny.
have
He
to-
found
I spilled my
everything
drink.
we were looking for.
You have to watch the VOD, I guess.
Yeah, have to find out for yourself.
Yeah. So, its question is: do we split up or do we go together?
Well, if there's an inside person on the hospital, then that might be trouble. We should probably all go together. But at the same time, maybe we just go to the KPD first, get a quick yes or no, and then head to hospital. I don't know.
My family is well connected to the Bennetts, who run many of the hospitals. I suppose we could go through them, see if we can get some more access.
Well, I think the Bennetts are off the table. As far as I'm aware, Vader's father is out of town indefinitely, and I don't know that.
Perhaps just name dropping.
Could work.
It's not like I'm unknown.
Okay.
Kind of hard to miss.
We could
with the
push
blue
our way
and all.
through and try to push some people around at the hospital. It's not the route I would like to take, but if it's necessary.
I mean, hey, if you're suggesting it, we can do that. Let's go ahead. As far as actually transportation,
Perhaps
think
KPD first, because if the information is not gotten there, then maybe we do have some bigger questions to ask with the hospital. Yeah.
okay, yeah, maybe that informs our plan. Yeah. As far as actual transportation goes, I think Copper said they had something they could try.
I mean, I don't know. I've never tried to use it with more than one person before.
Sweet.
So it
Well,
might work, but not.
I think between Wilhelm and Harold, they're both pretty strong, so we can just hop on their backs.
No, I did read something in the papers the other day that there was some sort of airborne transportation that was coming to Kasmar. Have you seen this, Harold?
Looking at the DM's face, yes, I did.
What do you mean
Some sort
airborne?
of airship travel.
Yes, I haven't seen it myself. I think it's a park or something. I didn't. I'm just trying to recall the article. DM, do I recall the article?
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, you guys have known that it was starting to be a thing to begin with since you first went down to the Shaded Lilies, whenever it was first being talked about, and Alhora was working on a prototype, smaller one that was talked about possibly being released to the public. Surely by now there would be conversations through various different forms of media talking about Zeppelin's airships being deployed in Kasmar. That said, everybody but Pip hears a slight electrical crackle before there's a soft grrr coming from whoever is currently holding on to Gertz.
Oh, Gertz. Gertrude. I'm sorry. Gertrude. Yes, our connection to the divine, if you will.
As you pull...
I'll pull out that... You'll see me, yeah, I'll pull out that orb that you saw me grab off that rooftop.
As you do, you can see like the crystal inside. As you had picked it up before, there was a crystal that kind of rattled around inside on the metal and glass interior. And now it's, as you've picked it up and kind of started to look at it again, that crystal is starting to float softly in the middle of them all. And it's already starting to form another electrical face in the interior, but it's barely flickering.
Well, that was quite the dispel, Harold. Shake it just a little bit.
Well,
perhaps I'll ask again.
I was a little
later.
pressed for things to do, and I wasn't quite sure what was going on at the time, but knowing a little more now, I don't know that there's anything I could have done to stop it, because as soon as Gertz stopped working, it seemed to be coming from me. Perhaps anything she can find connection to.
That's super fun. Okay.
Did you gain
I
any
agree.
sort of enlightenment from your transgressions?
Well, I wouldn't call it a transgression. There wasn't a ton other than like figuring out really what was going on as far as the altering of reality, right? Like I didn't get too much beyond what we knew.
If I remember correctly, no.
Okay. Well, won't do any good. Just sit here thinking about it. Let's go to KPD.
Gertrude, can you fly on your own? Or just kind of toss it in my hand?
It does that thing where it kind of like delays the fall for a moment before getting back into your palm.
Okay, back in my.
And you see it kind of like,
yes.
You can see it like kind of like sparkle a little bit harder as it does, trying doing what it can to hover, but just can't quite hold itself up. All right. So,
what's one more dock passenger to add to my list?
We're going to the KPD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've said before that you only live a few, it's only a few blocks to the living district, the housing district's station. You guys going there? Or you guys going to the downtown station?
Whichever one would be closer to the hospital, or I feel like would be dealing with that, I guess.
Which hospital? Because there's a lot.
In particular, I guess Veta's.
Veda gets tossed around from hospital to hospital, but the one that she frequents the most is the one that
be a little more
George
sensitive
is
with
at.
phrasing, please.
What did I say? But she goes to, and she's typically working at the clinic that you know that Georgie is stationed at. I don't know that you specifically would know that particular point of information.
I don't know that she works there, no.
So I guess it's up to you all which one you want to go to. I don't know.
Do we know which hospital the kobolds were from?
It sound from what Veda had told you before, it sounded like it wasn't just localized to a single hospital. It sounded like it was multiple hospitals. Like
I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just go to the closest ones then. Yeah.
Okay, great. So as you go to the one that's closest to you all, it takes maybe about 45 minutes to get there, with Pip's help. As you're kind of like ducking and diving through the various different alleyways and whatnot, you come to a rather large building that takes up an entire city block. That looks like a massive Gothic cathedral. And there's like this big U-shaped driveway that you can see a few different emergency vehicles parked in. As you can see, some of them suddenly just one of them takes off on a cloud of bats as the siren starts to go off, going down and flying across a portion of town, going to collect whoever may be needing emergency services. As you get closer and closer to the building itself, you enter in through an open set of double doors into a fairly clean, mostly lit, sterile room where there are people currently sitting in various different chairs with magazines and newspapers. One of them's got like a broken leg, waiting to be taken in. What's the plan?
I will walk right up to the intake desk. Yeah, and I will say, yes, I'd like to report some information on Gerald Fitzgerald.
and sitting at the desk is a younger woman that looks a little bit more pale, similar to Veda's complexion, in scrubs, and her hair is kind of like pulled back into a ponytail. As she looks up, she just says, I'm sorry?
Gerald Fitzgerald. I believe he's wanted by the KPD. I just wanted to report some information I had on him.
This is a hospital.
No, what?
Didn't you say you were going to the hospital?
No,
KPD first. And then the hospital.
KPD first.
Yeah, you asked which one we wanted to go to near which hospital.
You know, one of these days I'll pay attention.
Is the dwarf in the room?
It's the dwarf in the room.
I'm sorry, my friend here is having a stroke. We're gonna go take him to the police real quick.
Bye.
Gerald Fitzgerald. They're everywhere.
Wait.
Man, you ruined my really funny setup. But whatever, man. Get us back there.
It takes maybe 5 minutes from the hospital.
I'm sorry, that's totally my fault. I just got confused.
As you get to
What's going on
the
with everybody
precinct
Papa,
there
punch me
in
again.
that space that you guys have been before, the last time you guys were here, well, a few of you were here anyway. You were being shot at, or at least you assumed you were going to be shot at from across the street, where there is a set of brownstones. Police cars kind of littering the area. Half weared out people, some of them not so much, some of them completely weared out, going in and out of the building before you go up to where you can see that figure sitting there. As you can see, Steve currently asleep. You guys know Steve, just laying there, hat over his eyes, not really doing anything. The other one seems to be gone.
As we're entering, by the way, I'm going to see Kappa. Actually, I jumped off the top of this building as well, and nobody said anything. Everybody thought it was really cool at the time. I don't.
But that's cool, man. Yeah.
It's all about the leg exercises, right? It's very important. You don't skip.
Yeah, you gotta practice those landings, I'm sure. Crucial. Wouldn't want to blow out your knees.
Absolutely not. No. That's how you end up like Bartleby, unfortunately. But yes, okay. Steve, hey. Come on, bud.
No response. He's out.
Is that a bell?
Mm-hmm.
I will press it gently.
Tink.
Pip will very quickly jump up. Ping!
As you do, no, I'm just kidding. As you do, he just kind of like.
Oh, good. I thought he was dead.
Sorry.
Steve, Wilhelm.
You would not have liked what I was going to try next.
What can I do for you guys?
I had a bit of information to report on Gerald Fitzgerald.
Oh? You
Yes.
have information?
Yes. Do you have a pen?
Of course. And he pulls one from like a cup.
Great. Yeah. Very quickly write this down before I forget, because it's all up here. Real piece of shit.
You see him get the entire thing written down before he stops and just kind of like taps it a couple times.
Told you so. You can add that too if you want. I'm kidding. Steve, how are you? Staying busy?
Definitely.
Great. Hey, I was wondering if you could do me a small favor, and then I will leave you alone for at least another week. Have you received any reports, or is anyone doing any investigation on disappearances related to the hospital?
Specifically the hospital.
If you say which hospital, Steve, I'm going to light this entire precinct on fire.
Well, I'm asking.
Any hospital. Disappearances, yes. Like children being
Small folk in general.
Yes.
Tell me, and he pulls like his name tag up a little bit and just says receptionist underneath his name. Does that say detective?
It doesn't. That's why I was curious if you know a good detective that maybe.
And he just kind of like ignores what you're saying from that point forward and takes off down the hallway.
I follow?
No, he closes the door behind.
Oh,
Unless you're
okay.
gonna, quietly.
They have to buzz you in.
Jumps over the desk through the window.
They've made that mistake too many times with me, and so now we have to be buzzed in.
Do you want me to follow them? I can just get back there.
It's fine. Just
Okay.
wait. Just wait.
Okay.
As you're waiting, you can feel that orb kind of like rattling a bit before it begins to just kind of like come out of your pocket entirely. Just
Gertrude, you don't have to go home, but just please be inconspicuous.
It's like this bright purple color on the interior. Big ol' frown. Nerds.
I just don't have to explain.
Nerds.
Could somebody else
Make a
take
persuasion
this?
check?
Who's on Gertrude duty today?
I'll take Gertz if you want. I got a lot of pockets, so I'm sure I can set her up in one.
Pip just is like, I'm sorry, my hands are full.
I swear that was a 20 for like 10 seconds before it jumped to an 8, but 13.
13? It turns a little bit more of a deeper purple before it kind of just floats over to Copper's hand. Nerds. And as you're kind of like holding it, and you scratch the glass at the top, a little bit of electricity kind of like follows the fingertip.
Oh, you're cute.
Nerds.
It was Gertz that I did detect thoughts on before, like last episode, right? That's how we got to know.
You did it on your Awakened spellbook.
Oh, that's right. In which case, do I feel like I could detect thoughts on Gertz?
Make an insight check.
Followed by an intelligence.
13 plus
I don't-
7 is 20.
I don't know if he healed last time.
Yeah, did we have a long rest?
No.
Would anybody like a piece of cheese?
Cheese.
Pip, yeah, Pip has just got some hard cheese and a small knife in his hand.
I would
I've
love.
got some olives. It's fine.
Well, here you go. Here you go.
I'll have some cheese. Oh, that's a nice shave of cheese there.
Yeah.
You're very
Yes.
skilled with the knife.
You think you could, due to the fact that it has enough of a level of sentience to actually follow orders, and then make its own decisions accordingly.
Then I will do so.
Okay. What's your DC? Are you going deep?
I'll start at the surface.
Okay. Well, I failed either way, I'm sure. I got a... Well, maybe not. I got a 16 on the save.
17, maybe.
Damn. So as you're sitting there and looking at Gertz, you proceed to kind of like do the somatic component just in the air, and you can see a couple of different, just out of the corner of your eye. You don't usually cast magic inside of the precinct, but you can see a couple of records in the corner kind of like drop down and then focus in on you, watching you intently. Before you finally get into the surface level thoughts. Surface level thoughts is just static. And then as you are asking it questions, they begin to form like basic yes or no functions. Very much binary and decision making. I will do this or I will do that. I will not do this, I will not do that kind of thinking. It's not like a linear, full-on structure of thought processes. That said, as you dig a little bit deeper into it, the thought becomes much more nuanced to the point where it has its own voice, as if there is its own person. And right now, all there is just this thought process of, I'd like to go for a flight. I'd like to see Irvin. I'd like to see Dimitri. I'd like to see Ali. These guys are nice to me as well. Well, other than the whole deactivating me thing. Kind of just like in a circular thought process.
I will ask, do you remember who created you?
When you do, the face kind of like rotates around the orb on the interior before kind of like giving an inquisitive look, and the response that you get mentally is he daft? Does he not know that Alhora made me?
Stop me if I'm wrong. He was made by Pad first, right?
This is the one that just appeared, and Podrick was like, "Sweet."
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Never mind.
We saw.
Do you
in
remember
the,
our moose friend?
Yes.
What do you remember about him?
Everything. I remember when he was formed. I remember when we absorbed him.
Yeah, so anyways, this is kind of a tactic cop-up as a way. This is a bit of a way, like it's a bit of a battlefields with the KPD. Sometimes you have to really wait them out in these waiting rooms.
I feel like I should just jump the counter, get help.
So that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you to do something like that, right? Just throw a fireball down that hallway. Or
that's you. I don't do that.
Yet.
Continuing down that line of questioning, absorbed him. Whatever need would you have had for that?
His experience was limited and necessary for our understanding of the world around, that we cannot fully understand.
Did he allow this to happen? Or did you take him by force?
He didn't know he was one of us.
One of you?
One of us.
How would you define one of you?
Made by Alhora.
Podrick was made by Alhora.
Yes. I'm assuming everybody hears these questions. Because you're having to ask them out loud.
Oh, I thought they were all mental.
Yeah, I assumed it was.
I have to ask questions out loud. Yeah, I hear the response. But Harold zoned in.
Harold's the A word, buddy.
See, this is the good time that they're not paying attention.
Harold's totally stuck in.
And I'm sorry, you said Podrick was what?
Absorbed.
We'll put a hand up. So Podrick was made by Alhora, and something happened, and you felt the need to unmake him?
He will be remade as someone else.
How many beings that we view as people are constructs of Alhora's design?
There is an insanely rapid number of calculations made that take approximately 30 seconds out of your spell time, which is only a minute, by the way, before you hear the number 482.
Significantly less than I was expecting.
Indeed.
And then your detect thoughts ends.
Harold is like almost from to the untrained eye, it would look the same as when Harold is trying to detect thoughts on Alhora, and he's just like, just a slight nosebleed of like, Harold's a very, very smart being, and this is not outside of the realm of his comprehension, but approaching the border of it.
So they were made?
apparently,
Were we made?
Well, I hadn't gotten that far. Technically, it's only well, what's 482 divided by the population of Kasmar?
I don't know. It's a lie.
Yes, but you did ask that we know. How many people do we all know?
Well, when I have another spell slot to cast the damn spell with, I'll do it.
I know, like
this has been my
people.
conflict this entire time. Who is this? Who is this being to write and choose? Some of us here have not had a great time with the stories that has been written.
I mean, I appreciate your concern, but the sewers weren't too bad.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Justin, since you have a 20 intelligence, that is approximately 0.04% of the population.
That is not an insignificant number.
It's pretty small, though. 0.04%? That's not a lot of people.
I mean,
to answer the question asked, the population of Kasmar is 1,340,000.
I was gonna say, because I'm
On
sitting here
average,
thinking
yeah.
like that to the population of New York City is like 0.0000001.
Yeah, it's closer to the population
Yeah.
of Providence.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No wonder there's so much mob activity. God damn it, Providence.
You know, so, I don't, God, I don't know if this is the place to start having this discussion.
It can wait.
The door opens as you can hear Steve kind of.
Steve, just give us one moment. We're just finishing up a conversation.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Kappa.
Copper's confused.
I feel any further debate on that particular matter can wait until we have an opportunity to ask more questions. I'll set aside some downtime to to approach the subject.
I still do not think it is pertinent or wise to intrinsically trust. Anyways, Steve, I think we are ready to meet with the detective now.
Oh, there's no need. I got the file ready for you. And he just kind of pushes a manila folder over to you.
Even better.
Receptionist.
Thank you,
We
Steve.
asked the question, you got the answer. Aces, buddy.
Did you take my sandwich the other day?
Me?
Yes, you.
Where was your sandwich?
No, the answer is no.
It was sitting on a bench. 32nd. And Wormway Drive.
I haven't been there in like
it wasn't
weeks.
at the
It was been a few weeks.
The answer's
My
no.
sandwich.
Here's some cheese.
I'm not
Shut
asking
up.
you. I'm asking
Do I
you.
look like someone who needs to steal a sandwich? Do you see
Yes.
these clothes? They're new. And they're in great condition.
It's
and
the
they were
face. You
custom
could've
made
stole
for me.
those. You could have stolen those.
They were a gift.
Listen, by the way,
From
Steve,
my new
it's
family.
very clear in the bylaws. You snooze, you lose, finders keepers, whatever. Okay. Thank you for your information.
Did you leave your sandwich unattended? Maybe that's
Also,
I was sitting right beside it.
clearly
also,
you
you
weren't paying
seem
attention.
to be trying to do an awful lot
Maybe you didn't care.
of detective work that you weren't willing to do before.
That's personal.
Receptionist.
Don't make me call the deputy.
Over your sandwich.
What
Oh.
proof do you have? Maybe you stole my
I'm
sandwich.
I'm afraid the burden of proof is on the plaintiff.
And
what
he
kind of
places
sandwich are you eating?
out to lunch, like bar there in front of himself, and just kind of like slinks down underneath the desk.
Absolute joke.
What kind of sandwich? I can smell tuna.
I just start flipping through the file. What do I see?
I'll make an investigation check with advantage. Actually, you have the sage background. It is something that you would be able to flip through fairly quickly.
Oh, I thought you were telling me for the sandwich.
I would like to use the historian feat to give the help action.
Okay. Roll it.
You know,
I
this
forget
reminds
what
me
I
of it.
get for that.
Doesn't matter.
You roll a history check, and if it's, I don't remember what the total.
I think
is.
it's 15. I want to say it's 15.
I want to say it's 15.
I'm not a great investigator, but
Well, with on a history check, that I not only get a D4 to
DC4
from the Dalkin shit, but I also have a plus 13 to. That's a 23.
Okay, so your passive investigation, Wilhelm, is currently
I rolled a
one.
natural 20 for my investigation, so it's a 20.
Oh, well,
Plus,
nice.
plus Harold's proficiency bonus.
Yep, which is +4, so
25.
25.
Digging through it very quickly.
Maybe my only natural 20 in this entire campaign.
I'm not gonna go luck. So
I'm pretty sure you rolled one against us.
Oh, sorry.
As you are like digging through it with Harold kind of looking over your shoulder for a few moments, it is not just it's not curated, it's not clean, it's not what you expect from a typical file from a detective's desk. It's pretty obvious that Steve went and just took a bunch of missing like missing people's files and stuck them all inside of here. Many of them that are all hospital related, not necessarily from a hospital itself. That said, some of them are unrelated entirely, as it was mental illness, as they were just leaving the hospital from whatever reason they could come up with and disappearing into the entire urban wilderness that is Kasmar. Some of them, however, are reports made by people on, hey, my kid disappeared, or hey, my uncle disappeared, and it's in line with the fact that it is smaller people. There's not very many of them that are children. Very few children disappear from hospitals. That's reported.
Oh, so it's not mostly children, it's just small folk. I don't think this is a priority anymore. No shit.
But in total, I mean, how many cases are we talking about here?
Oh, a good... these are all recent over the course of the past 3 months. Approximately... Well, I'll roll for it.
Watch him roll a 1.
Approximately 69.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, not nice. This is awful. Who's the detective on this?
As you're kind of like going through it, there's not a detective's name on each one. It's just an open case for a detective to pick up and go look for. And very few people work on these. So,
I mean, by my very quick math, this is like 0.010% of the entire population of Kasmar.
carry on.
We've killed Chuck. Quick, Carl, eat his brains.
Sounds like verbal consent. Proxy.
Were any of these investigated? Even one of them?
Actually, great question, Pip. And also, follow up to that question. How many were reported by someone at the hospital? Can I get a name?
Some of them were reported by multiple different people, but there is one that is pretty common.
Is my nat 20 good enough for a name?
Yeah, the last name that comes up from hospital, that's pretty common, is
Bennett.
a nurse porter.
Alright, well, we'll have to find this porter person.
They're at the hospital you went to before.
Of course.
They were the receptionist.
Yeah.
No, that's Jessica.
Jessica Porter. She's on probation, no longer a nurse. Raising too many red flags.
I mean, this is upsetting. Is it not, Harold?
That's okay. We got what we came for. Let's go.
It is truly mortifying that none of these are being investigated. I mean, I know we've taken on certain priorities, I suppose, recently, but this is a bit ridiculous.
With your history with the KPD, with one of you literally having worked on the KPD at some point, two of you technically, out of this original party, missing person cases like this are ignored more often than not because it's due to the fact that people have a bad habit of not checking out correctly whenever they're rushed or trying to dodge payments or something to that effect. People are more apt, like detectives and chiefs are more apt to handle more high priority cases and have their detective on murder cases over missing persons. There is a missing persons department, but it's so overwhelmed, like it's so constantly overwhelmed that they don't have enough personnel to actually handle every single file. So at the end of the day, there is just a file where certain things get pushed off to the side, and most people don't want to deal with those kinds of missing person cases.
If I hadn't registered myself as a religious organization, I'd be very upset about where my tax dollars were going.
What does that mean?
Never mind, Pip.
The most important number letter combination in Kasmar, 501c3.
What's that?
A bunch of letters and
Tax
numbers.
exempt status, my
cares?
friend. My family owns museums. How do you think we got all that money?
Oh, I don't know. I
kept it.
I think I'm tax exempt, so that's fine.
I don't think I've ever paid a tax in my life.
I mean, I definitely haven't, so I must be tax exempt.
Oh, you've paid the worst tax of them all, the poor tax. Everything costs more when you have less.
Oh, I never had anything
yeah,
until I
for
met you
sure.
guys, so
Super.
I didn't have to buy anything either.
Super. Well, that's the cost.
It's actually entirely fair.
Well, the cost is the risk.
Yeah. Hey, Gertz.
I'm not done with you. Points to Gertz.
You watch as the electricity turns like a soft yellow almost as it makes like a scared face towards Copper, like,
I'm gonna protect you. It's gonna be fine. You can pick any pocket you want in these pants, and you can make that like where you hang out if you want. It can be like your little.
It lifts up off your palm and goes down to one of the cargo pant pocket. Just kind of like nestles in where it can just barely peek out.
Copper, hold still. I don't think you can do anything with this, Gertrude. But here you go, and I put like the tiniest piece of cheese in the pocket. I didn't ask you earlier, but just in case you want to feel included.
Gertz pushes down into the pocket, and you can hear soft zapping noises as you can smell the scent of slightly burning cheese.
That's
We
gonna
have
be
to
good.
wash that later.
It's gonna be good for those pants.
Yeah. I mean, they could use some character. They're a little clean for me right now.
Yeah.
All right, this whole scene's getting pretty cheesy. Let's go to the hospital.
Okay.
Oh, fine.
Good luck with your sandwich, Steve.
There's a hand that just comes up over the top of the desk that's just a middle finger.
Also, whenever
I-
he pops up later, there'll be a single piece of cheese on the corner, on the counter, just like a little cube, little cheese cube.
However, his sandwich that he stopped to take lunch to eat is also mysteriously missing.
I begin to cast shocking grasp on the one little finger that's sticking out. But it's more like the Zapper handshake thing. It's not really.
All right, let's go tell that lady that your stroke has gotten better.
It's not a stroke.
Okay.
It's not a tumor.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
Believe it or not, they don't have medical school down in the sewers.
It's a shame.
It's all
I see.
DIY. You learn a lot, though.
Very true.
Many empty bottles of Robitussin, though, I'm sure.
It's the school of hard knocks is down there. Very high tuition.
Cost an arm and a leg.
But not if you do it right. Sadly, though, yeah, commonly.
Okay, Pip.
So,
Just filling space for God to come back.
just letting you do what you want to do. Keep talking. I'm not going to stop you. Like, so as you all make your way back over to the hospital, to that large building that I described before that is, very gothic in nature, takes up a whole city block, very large, people going in and out, hospital vehicles going up and down on bat clouds. You go inside, there's a person with the leg still broken sitting off to the side, confused about the fact that they still haven't been treated yet, and frustrated.
It's been 4 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it's been forever.
How bad is the break?
It's pretty bad.
That looks
Like, you
pretty
can
bad.
see
We're gonna have to reset that for sure.
You can see bones sticking out of it, and they're just not doing anything about it yet.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to amputate. I begin.
Sir, please don't do that. We're the professionals here.
Oh yeah, of course you are. Trust me, I'm very well.
I'm not a doctor, but I did play one on TV.
For a second, think to cast Cure Wounds, which I do.
Doesn't fix the break, but it does.
How?
Does-
How many? He's full hit points. Don't lie to me.
It does set the bones, so they have to re-break that later.
It's just like set like this now.
takes away the pain. Doesn't
Right, yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I was just trying to take away the pain.
the bone is still just sticking out, and he's like, thank you.
Don't try to walk on it.
Excuse me, were you looking to take away the pain? That
Um,
sounds like verbal consent.
But yeah, the same woman is still sitting at the counter, currently doing your crossword whenever you guys come in.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back.
My friend is no
We,
longer
we
having
mean
a
to be
stroke.
here this time, so
Sometimes we just get confused with our schedules.
yeah.
Jessica, right?
That's what it says.
Yes, excellent. Is Nurse Porter around?
Let me check. And she walks over to a small coin that sits on the counter, and she proceeds to just say, Nurse Porter, you're wanted at the receptionist desks in the entry hall. Nurse Porter to the receptionist desk. Sets it back down.
Hey, Jessica.
Hmm?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We
Do
got
you
to go to
want
lunch.
mint? I have mints.
Oh, I'd love one.
And she holds up like a jar of mints.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's good.
Are they good? They're good? Okay.
Yeah, they're good. You should have one.
They smell really strong. I didn't think it would be it's like a
I'm-
medicine thing.
No, it's just like really minty. Are you like sensitive to flavors and smells?
I've never had mint.
You should try one. Here. You can
Thank
spit
you.
it out right away if you don't like it.
So I got it. I'll put it in my pocket. I'll try it later.
Pip goes into anaphylactic shock.
Put it in my pocket. Try
I
it,
was
Jessica.
gonna say it tastes like toothpaste, but he probably doesn't know what that tastes like either.
While we wait, I know nurses are really busy. Have you gone to lunch?
After you say that, there is a figure that walks into view that Pip would recognize at the very minimum from a long time ago, as would Harold and Wilhelm. As this red feathered Aarakocra in scrubs starts walking down the hallway, sees you all.
White streak.
Mm-hmm. And just approaches and says, "Hello, what can I do for you all? I am Miss Porter."
Wait, Pip. Why should I remember this?
Hello.
You very briefly saw her summon an elemental at a art
Auction before disappearing rather rapidly.
roughly 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a couple months ago. I'm not sure what the timeline is right now on that. And she just says, "Can I help you?"
Well, we'll just cut straight to it. We're here because the KPD have asked us to look into your numerous reports of missing individuals.
Make a deception check, please.
Okay, all right. That's not horrible. So the one thing I'm bad at is anything charisma based.
I know, that's what I'm here for, but you jumped in there. I was too busy being angry.
That's a 14.
14?
13 plus 1.
Oh, of course. Give me just a moment. Let me finish up my chart that I need to get lined up real quick, and I'll be right with you. Do you mind waiting just a moment?
Insight check, please.
Yeah,
Make
I
an
will.
insight check?
I will also insight
Absolutely.
check that.
I'll just help them.
So here's the obnoxious thing. The other one was a 13, and I had a plus 1 for 14. This was a 7. That's a dirty 20.
I'll
mine's
also I did help JD as well. So.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rather than rolling.
It didn't help JD. Yes, a 13. It's a 15.
Looking at her, don't tell me what you're doing to help insight. This.
I was like, giving a look, pulled pants on John Wilhelm, like, no, don't trust that. No, don't do it.
Looking at her, her facial expression doesn't really change much, and her eyes are very focused on something else. Apparently, she is legitimately just going to go finish doing her job and then come back.
Within view, or is she willing to turn around and
go do her job?
We could follow you if you like to the place that's not the front area. Do you have an office?
Stay out of the way.
Just know that you can't come into the individual rooms they're supposed to be private.
Yeah, naturally.
I think that's appropriate.
Thank you. And she just kind of starts walking back down the hallway.
Sweet. Knowing that they can disappear very easily, doing absolute darndest.
You're thinking of the Kenku.
No, I thought, did the Kenku run?
The Kenku disappeared and ran. She summoned an elemental and walked away.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But I feel like deep down she must know that I fist fought that elemental to death.
With a 15, she doesn't even know who you are.
Oh, good. I love a second impression.
Alright, cool. Well, people still do their best to keep them in sight, but still.
Okay, so as you guys are walking down the hallway, she just says, "I've been filing reports for months. I'm not sure how often they actually look at them, but I feel bad for the families that whose family members just disappear. I even report the ones that are that obviously just tore themselves out and got away.
Yes,
for the most part.
Yes, it's the KPT, right? So we typically volunteer for these types of cases, particularly when children are involved, because it is important.
Oh, it's not very often children. I've only had a couple of children disappear.
Yeah, I think a couple is enough. Yeah.
It is. That's why I report them. It's not my job to go and find them because it's dangerous.
No one would really expect you to
Right.
put yourself into danger.
No, of course not. That doesn't. It's unnecessary for most people.
Your skill set is more around like saving lives and stuff. We wouldn't expect you to have any kind of combat experience.
Right. I don't do much at all. I heal people for the most part. Study various different magical illnesses. The basic nursing stuff.
I understand completely, because I like to think that I, for the most part, heal people as well.
I don't.
So, to the matter at hand, what the hell? I mean, people going missing. I mean, what do you know? What have you seen?
It's different every time. Is there one in particular you're looking for?
Oh, we're trying to see if it's like an overarching, like interconnected.
There's a common thread.
Yeah. Have you noticed anything that's the same with them? Are they often in the same room? Maybe on the common floor? Are they all relatively the same size or age?
Well, it varies. The ones that I haven't really seen anything common about it, right? Some of them, again, I report every one of them that disappears. It's
Even a small detail like timing.
Oh, every one of them leaves at night whenever the night nurses are on because they don't pay any attention, and it's awful.
That seems like an internal problem.
It is, and we've been working on it on a regular basis, but we've been...
some of the night nurses have day jobs as well, and some of those day jobs are very difficult.
Right.
So they...
Right.
Anyways...
Well, that's not entirely true. It just depends on what schedule you've been put on for.
Listen, I'm not here to defend every nurse that works at night. I'm just... Is there a particular wing that you notice they are stolen from?
You're saying stolen like you're expecting people to come in and take them. I don't actually know that they're taken, and that's my whole thing. I just report them as they disappear and not pay their wages.
We were recently involved in the... what is the word?
Foiling?
Foiling is a good term. Of one of these apprehension attempts, and it is very much our belief that they are being apprehended. At least some of them, the ones that are not.
Awful.
I've noticed a few records in the hallways. Are they in the rooms too?
It depends. The majority of them are definitely, in certain rooms, but for the most part, they are. There are a couple of them that don't have them. Those are more of the ICU situation.
Okay.
Speaking of the records, nothing caught on those? About it with any of the disappearances?
We can't trust them around here. Nurses and doctors scrub them all the time because of various different, interconnectivity of relationships that are against company policy, that kind of thing.
Is that typical?
Well, then don't put a record in the supply closet.
You can watch them go to the supply closet.
It's like a typical thing that happens. Like you can't be a nurse without hooking up with a doctor at some point.
It's fairly common, though not everybody does it.
Okay.
Are they hot?
Yes. Most of them. Some of them are getting a little bit old and crusty around the edges. Some of them are not in it for about their attraction. Some of them are
There's someone for everyone.
Yep. In Pip's side. No, not cool, Justin.
What?
Nope. Don't worry about it. Yeah, in Pip's notebook, he has written, "Nurses don't prioritize experience."
Oh, I wasn't ready, Dylan.
And the temperature in the hospital is about a degree higher. Well, is it when is the last one that you're aware of?
That I'm aware of. A few weeks ago, we had a dwarven woman just disappear. But it just looked like she just got up and walked away. So.
Do you have a description of the dwarven woman?
Stout, short,
Right,
long.
dwarven.
Long. Thank you both. I'm so glad that you asked for my description.
I did. Yes,
Any
I know.
noticeable markers?
Mr. Johnson gets very excited.
She just
Yes.
starts laughing in the hallway. She just,
Yes, Harry, at your service.
Give me a moment. And she just goes into one of the rooms. I'll be out in just a second. I need to change this one's bedpan.
What is?
She's-
I don't.
Give me
Did I say
one good
something
reason
funny?
why they shouldn't send a lightning bolt up her arse.
You guys are alone in the hallway for the moment.
Pip is listening very closely for like a window opening or anything like that.
Make a perception check.
Nope. Nope. It was a
You-
natural one.
You were incredibly paranoid of this, so you're like looking around, and then you realize you're on the interior of the hospital, not the exterior. There shouldn't be any windows on the other side of the wall.
Doesn't mean she couldn't summon one.
All right, look, if we hear a window opening, it's magic. We need to go like immediately. I don't know how y'all are with internal maps, but we're on the inside, so that would be suspect.
It's great work, Pip. Continue to take details. Are you taking notes?
I am. See?
It's the exact same. It's the exact same notepad that you have as well, Kasmar.
I'm like, okay.
You also do notice that Pip's notes. You seem that he's only on the second page of the notebook. For however long he's had this, he's on page 2.
A few moments later, and she exits back out, just kind of like still drying her hands off before she hits one of the trash cans nearby and throws away a set of paper towels and just goes, "Where were we? Right, description. Short, stout, blonde, shorter hair, like a bit of a pixie cut. She had a tattoo on the inside of her up inside of her bicep. She came in because she had overdosed on a particular drug.
That's incredibly detailed. Thank you.
Was
How
the
long
tattoo
ago?
of anything in particular as well?
It looked like it was just typical dwarven Art Deco stuff
Okay.
that looked like it was kind of in the shape of an arrow.
Okay, cool.
Very basic things.
No runic thing on the back of her neck, any additional tattoos, nothing like that.
Not that I'm aware of.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. And then Feldhelm had a question.
Yeah. How recent was this?
This was, I want to say, 3 weeks ago.
And is that footage available?
No.
Your general hair color?
Blonde.
Blonde.
Yes.
Okay.
See,
Blonde beard.
should have written it down. I'd say 15 DKP minus.
Blonde. Dwarf. Okay.
Is there anything else, detectives?
Yes,
Oh.
there is.
Can I help you?
Well, you've been very helpful and very forthcoming, and we will do everything we can to try to find these missing people. But what can you tell us about why what you were doing at an auction about a month ago?
Your
Hold a spell.
your passive perception and insight show her feathers start to get a little ruffled on the backside of her neck, starting to kind of like peel upward a little bit. So her eyes go a little wide.
We would like to note, we're not here for that right now. We have other priorities. So you can be honest with us.
Are you familiar with a concept called amnesty?
Yeah.
We, as my young frog friend has said, are on different priorities at the moment. But an individual creating a not insignificant fire hazard in the midst of a clearly illicit auction.
It was not entirely illicit, for what it's worth.
But the fire.
So you did know that it was at least in part illicit?
Probably. I imagine everything's a little bit illicit.
And what were you doing there?
100% not illicit. Pip is still up for debate. A lizard, you say, yeah?
I was there to purchase lithium grease.
On a nurse's wage?
Yes. Of course.
Nurses get paid very well.
I get paid very well.
What would I know about the
Are you proficient in alchemy tools?
Probably. I'm not tinkers and thieves, but I am very good at medicine and nature.
2 shakes.
Better at medicine, but still.
I don't think I'm at proficiency with it. No.
I don't think
Make
I'm a single tool.
This is not going to be a medicine check. It's something else entirely. Make just a straight intelligence check since you're not proficient in alchemy tools.
That is only a 12.
The 12, you would know that there are different bases for different types of materials made in alchemical processes. That said, greases are typically used more for oils. Specifically, lithium oil, you're not sure what it would be used for. Whenever I say oils, I mean everything from probably the most common would probably be like, for you in particular, probably studied something along the lines of ways to mimic magical effects like oil of invisibility, that kind of thing.
Not that I can't fathom anything, but what need would you have for lithium grease?
I have personal projects outside of work that I tinker around with. So, oils,
right.
Something
Let me be a little more clear. You did sick a fire elemental on us, so I am going to ask one more time what you need lithium grease for.
I remember you now. You're the one that stabbed that fellow. I wanted to get out alive. That's all there is to it.
Insight check.
Make the insight check.
That's a dirty 20.
The dirty 20, with her defensiveness picking up, at first you think she might be lying, but then you kind of like very quickly kind of connect the dots along what she was doing. You stabbed her first. You stabbed the auctioneer first, at which point he shot a gun, and the skunk went off. Multiple things went off. It seemed like it might be very viable reason to summon a fire elemental and run. That said, if she was truly there for lithium grease, she could have probably gone in and gotten it if she were doing things maliciously.
Right. Well, I suppose we'll leave this alone for now. You seem to have your hands full with other matters here.
I didn't get your names.
Before we go, actually, did you know anybody else at that auction? You said it wasn't entirely illicit, so you did see some illicit activity.
Make a persuasion check, Pip.
Natural 20.
You son of a
Plus
bitch.
1. I was worried it almost jumped out of the tin, but it stayed in the rolling tray.
She looks at you and just kind of goes,
I'll give you lunch if you're honest.
I don't need lunch. It's almost dinner time and I'm about to be off the clock.
Okay.
I met an old colleague there that many would know as Senior.
Only a senior?
Mm-hmm. And usually when Senior is around, things are probably not the straightest.
Explosive.
I wouldn't say explosive. No.
Senior's
He is an arms dealer.
Minotaur fellow, yes.
No, he's not. Senior is the Kinku.
Oh,
Who is an arms dealer.
that's right.
Eli.
Yeah.
Copper. Roll a history check for me, please. Unless you already know what I've told you.
Because I know what you told me from before about. Okay. Yeah. With the kids in the park. Same guy.
Same guy.
All right.
You said most other people know him as Senior? What do you know him as?
Senior.
Well, worth a shot, you know? What is Senior usually interested in? Why would he be an art auction?
That he was probably there for some of the similar ingredients I was there for, though probably more on the I would assume more adventurous gear.
So what kind of hobby do you have, per se, if you are open to sharing? I won't tell. You don't have to tell them. You can just tell me.
We're all sharing now. I mean, what's the point in secrets?
But if you want to keep it a secret.
She just blinks at you.
Okay.
How do you plan on keeping a secret? That's my question.
That's what I do.
I mean, it's not a secret anymore now, though, Kappa. You kind of blew it.
What?
And you watch the recognition kind of click in her head. She recognizes you too, but you probably don't recognize her.
Okay.
Roll a history check for me. See if you do.
We catch the recognition.
Yeah, passive insight would catch it.
Passive insight?
Oh, yeah, no, passive. I'm talking to the others.
Oh, okay.
History for you.
16.
16? No, you can't place it. Well, for transparency's sake, I am a practicing mage, and I find making oils for people to be quite enlightening in the process.
Interesting. Thank you.
Occasionally, I can make I can make a flash pellet, thunderstone, choking cinder bomb.
None of this, unfortunately, is going to get.
What was the last one?
Choking cinder bomb.
Okay, thank you. Those happened at the same time. I was like, that would sound bad.
It's actually, that's my nickname in high school.
Solid. I don't think that's as good as you want it to be.
No, it sounds quite kinky.
Oh no, it was because I have a habit of exploding. None of this is going to help us, but obviously you have some defensive capabilities, despite the fact that you said you did not. But we are where you do. And some good instincts. At least survival-wise. So, here's what we will tell you. From what we are aware, one of these instances we have managed to foil, it was kobolds, typically 3 of them in a trench coat, managed to get in and attempt. One of them did escape. So keep an eye out, if you could.
You got a particular color that seems to be doing this, or is it all of them?
Ruddy brown, reddish.
It's only one instance we found, so we can't, say the same for the others.
Correct. Yes.
So far, that's what we're on the lookout from.
And please do not be afraid to contact us if you find anything suspicious.
I'm a nurse. 90% of what I see is suspicious.
Well, I mean, you're smart, So, if you think it needs more.
And to answer your question, Wilhelm, Vice Cruz, Weatherford Hole, Investigative Services.
She offers a hand.
I will give her my hand.
You call me Jesse Porter.
Question.
Porter.
Chuckles.
Porter. Yes.
From what I know of just magic in general, someone who could, say, conjure an elemental, would Harold kind of assume that she's more powerful than him?
I mean, I don't know. Can you make a choking cinder bomb?
I mean, I can. Do you want me to do it right now?
I can make a fireball. I can work on it right now.
While she's holding my hand, radiant consumption.
Conjure minor elemental is a 4th level
fireball
spell.
myself.
It is a 4th level spell. What level spells can you cast?
Now 4th, but not then. I couldn't.
Yeah, she was much stronger than you. You have no idea what her capabilities are at the end of the day.
I have no idea what her final form is.
I heard it too.
I tried not to say it, but it just slipped out.
Well,
You haven't even seen my final form.
And we're gonna go ahead and take our break here.
I took it. Harold, I held her hand. Her power level was over 9,000.
God. Say goodbye.
I know you prefer JD. I just, it says Jason.
Oh, okay. We're back.
Oh, I meant.
Let me look at this dumb thing.
I meant I hit. I'm back on the floor. That's fine.
Oh. Sorry.
That's cool. That's cool.
Welcome back to Sitter's Dream.
Sorry about the music. It's because I had to re-add it all in so people would stop yelling at me. And all my nice levels that I have set up, gone. Won't matter, because in 2 hours, OBS, see you later.
Rebuild it from scratch.
Felicia.
God. Next week means that.
Dylan, where did you post this shit that you're like?
I did. I posted memes.
It's in the Discord. In the
during break.
Neg 2 memes.
Anyway, welcome back to this nonsense. I hope that everybody got their bio break-in, got their beers filled up, because everybody needs to drink when I'm DMing, including myself. So.
You're drinking Mountain Dew. Just stop.
I am drinking Mountain Dew.
It's full of bromine. which is outlawed in most of Europe.
I do what I want. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk to Nurse Porter about?
No, I think we've gotten
I
everything.
think we've exhausted that.
Oh, Pip did have a question. So before we let you go, if I were to become a purveyor of goods that you might possess or make, how should I get a hold of you?
Honestly, a lot of what I do is for people I know.
You know me?
In various different industries that use such things.
Gotcha. My name's Dip. You could, I was there on that day. You could look me up as a registered person. I was in disguise, so, but,
So was Dip your real name?
Yep.
Make a deception check.
with
This one, baby.
Is it with advantage for the in-character smirk there?
No.
That might make disadvantage.
9.
Got it.
She nods. She says, "Yes, Dip."
All right. Well, since we're building trust here,
Right.
it's Pip.
Make a deception check.
9.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Pip. However, I don't know that what I make would be of use to you.
I think you might be surprised.
Chuck Cinnabon sounds
Yeah.
great, actually. You got one?
Yeah.
Do you have one on you right now? I am.
No, I don't have one on me.
I
Have you
have
ever heard of
recently
the
come
hook?
Are
into
you
Electrum.
daft?
You ever heard of Bob of the Hooks?
Yeah, I've stitched up a few of the hooks a time or two.
Don't worry
But-
about it now.
What's that supposed to? Did you guys kill people? Do I need to report you all?
They're no longer in business.
No.
No, we
All I'm saying
we
is-
rescued people, and a few other people got in the way.
I'm sorry, are you going to...
I feel like there was a
Present us
moment where Chuck
with
was like,
some-
make a check, but
Are you going to present some sort of moral issue with removing one of the worst villainous groups in the city from
No,
power?
but killing people is unnecessary. Leave it to the authorities.
Leave it to the
The
elementals.
authorities left it to us.
yes.
Leave it to the
What have the
elementals.
authorities done with your missing persons?
Oh no, I kicked the shit out of your elemental.
You know that's fair. Wait,
He
I punched
didn't kick
it.
it. He didn't kick it.
Yes.
Beat it into submission. It was cool.
oh, you're the one that beat up Charlie. Got it.
Shoot.
It has a fucking name.
All right.
And
So
Harold walks away.
to be perfectly candor, right? I
If
don't
you'll-
know.
If
what
you're
a-
really willing to purchase some of my goods, one, understand that I make them custom for certain businesses. Right?
What business needs a smoking cinder bomb?
People who get the quick scarlet off shore.
I understood all of those words individually.
Make an intelligence check though.
Can I also...
No, because I think you specifically would already know what quick scarlet is.
Check or save.
Check.
11.
We're professionals, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try this at home.
Quick scarlet is a material that has that is pulled from the remains of long since past magical creatures. Similar to how we do fossil fuels with oil, whatnot. In Kasmar, one of those materials is quick scarlet.
Okay, so Quick Scarlet is the whale oil of Kasmar.
except it's specifically from magical creatures.
Just a general.
Okay, so
Specifically-
Magic
astral whale
blood.
oil. Yeah.
For instance, the average magical person has not even like a full pint of quick scarlet in their veins. The beings that they're pulling this quick scarlet from, probably about the size of Kasmar.
So,
And it's just burned up.
So
and
we're
used.
harvesting the Tarask below the ocean. Got it.
Sounds great.
Maybe it's a Trask. Maybe it's an astral dreadnought that was drowned in the ocean. Who knows?
Did they breathe?
No, they don't have to breathe. That's why it's funny. Anyway.
Sorry.
Thank you for explaining why your joke was funny, Chuck.
I thought it was funny.
Us DMs are gonna get a real kick out of this.
Anyway,
baguette croissant.
but yeah, no, like for instance, mage colleges will use it for a variety of different like testing things. You want to talk about it? Actually,
Astral dreadnoughts don't breathe air.
anyway, so yeah. As for why they would be using choking cinder bombs. You have no idea what the process involved.
Sweet. Well, I would love a smoke bomb. Doesn't have to be a cinder bomb, but I would love a smoke bomb. And don't worry, I painted veins.
Make a persuasion check.
It's not good. Do we crit fail skill checks?
No.
2.
What a strange question. Why would you ask?
No. I don't. It would be expensive, and you would have to bring me the white phosphorus for it.
Okay, thanks.
She doesn't smile. She has a
Great.
beak. Teeth are gross and beaks.
Yes.
It's all cheeks.
But thank you for your time. Again, if you notice anything, or again, we were able to, well, not us personally, a friend of ours was able to apprehend 2 of these individuals. So, if you see anything, say something, okay?
I always do.
Appreciate
Here
it.
is my rune.
And I hope I hope that wasn't valuable. I hope Charlie is okay.
He's got a few bullet holes in his armor. There's a weird indent that looks like it might say like rep on it, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. There's a couple of the dings that don't have full indentions. So.
Anyways, it's great to meet you.
It was a pleasure. You
Keep
all
up the
have
good
a
work.
great day. If you have any other questions, feel free to get a hold of me. I have your rune if I come up with anything else.
Yep,
You
and once
can
I get the
also
white
be,
phosphorus. Go ahead. Mine's at the end, for sure.
I was gonna say you can also reach us through Miss Bennett if you've ever worked shifts with.
You know Veda Bennett. Interesting.
She's the one that apprehended the.
Kobolds.
Yes.
Interesting. Didn't think she had a dinner.
And she works with us at the investigative office.
And she just turns around laughing.
But when I get the white phosphorus, I'll meet you at your house. I know you get off about now, so have a good day.
She's still laughing.
Harold is
Fireball.
You would have noticed a visible difference in Harold's demeanor as he put together like how theoretically powerful of a wizard this might be, or caster in general.
Should we get out of here? Talk.
Gertz.
Yeah, we're gonna go, honey. Let's go.
On our way out, is the receptionist present at her desk?
Yes.
Okay.
However, the guy with the broken leg has been admitted finally.
Oh, at last.
Yeah, I loosened that one for them.
Wait, hold on.
You actually tightened it, technically speaking. The guy's sitting there like, they had to re-break my leg, you asshole!
Magical healing does not heal bones. Continuing.
Since when?
Since forever.
Since it's been
Right to
convenient.
the DMG.
It heals it when convenient, and it doesn't when convenient.
Yeah,
Such is the fickle nature of magic.
Next time one of you tells me I don't heal anyone, I'm going to blame it on Charles.
severe
But he
wounds
just
like
explained
broken
that
bones.
dragon picked you up in its mouth and crushed you in its jaws. Like, I can't fix that. I'm sorry. I mean, what are hit points anyway? So it doesn't even matter.
Anyway, carry on. You guys
Doc
exit
is
the
leaving.
hospital. Bye. You guys step back out on the street. What's the plan? Where are we going? Good.
Yeah, as the two of them walk ahead of us a little bit, I'm going to pull Harold back for a second.
Hey, whenever you get
Yes.
Hopper, whenever you get a chance, help me
Yeah.
find out where she lives. I want to buy that smoke bomb.
Yeah, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Do you need help finding the white phosphorus too? I mean, I've never tried to
know.
look for that, but
Nah, I think I know a few people that carry that. I just, I'll need her home address
yeah.
since she gets off about
Should
now.
you go meet her at her? And I feel like that's a creepy thing that people do.
Nah, it's really convenient, right? That way she don't have to come to me. We don't have to meet any better.
I mean, I think I just like when someone would show up like right outside like where you slept in the sewer, and like there's loom there and like the pipes.
I don't.
Like, remember how like upsetting that was? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's probably the same up here.
No, I generally found a new place each night, so I didn't have any like repeat visitors.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I kept mobile.
yeah.
Well, with the
Too
cat,
lazy.
you have to kind of keep
Have
your
a
spot.
home base. Yeah. They're very territorial.
Yeah, but anyway, she has her own independent business, so I'll just show up at her place.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
You know, Harold, when I was their age, I couldn't even find a nice cozy home in Sasua because, flammable. But uphill.
I'll spare you my childhood woes, as I fear they may be a bit pale.
Are you not feeling well?
Carry on.
Anyways, I think this Copper Gertrude dynamic is adorable. But let us not forget.
Potentially problematic, but
Thank
yeah.
you. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
No, we're on the same page.
Good. Okay. I know we are not like-minded on this, but hopefully it seems that in light of some new information, perhaps you are being a little bit more cautious.
I will say this. I trust Alhora to the degree that she has had multiple opportunities to write me out of this tale of hers. And in at least one case, actively put me back where I belong.
Yes.
And
you know that.
well,
for me,
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
I understand that, and it is not lost on me that at least one of those cases, it was kind of her that put me there in the first place, in that position. So I trust her to the degree that I don't think she is intentionally out to kill us, but it's not lost on me that what is going on here is not pleasant in many ways.
Right, and I would just remind you that just because all of the pieces on the board don't get sacrificed every turn, doesn't mean they won't be eventually. And she is very much...
Speaking of...
She is very much the queen here.
Well, speaking of, how fares the king?
I don't... I've heard nothing. If
That's almost more concerning. To have heard nothing as opposed to have heard something.
You know, it's the whole thing is very difficult to understand, I guess. You know, I kept it him at bay for 30 years with, you know, one incident many, many years ago, but is there anyone around us in this moment?
I mean, yeah, you're out in the
also
middle of the
have a question.
street. You're just kind of like looking around. It's just average-looking people.
Let's speak more at the library, at the store. I'm sorry.
As he mentions an event many years ago, do I have any recollection of a historical event where there was some massive fire or explosion that, you know, killed a bunch of people? Like, or something of note that would sound Regani-esque.
I mean, I'm not going to make you roll on that. Explosions happen all the time in the industrial district. Sometimes those explosions are amongst other different places. It just depends. Though 9 times out of 10 they're explained away due to...
Well, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that didn't fit. You know, obviously, I wouldn't be thinking about... Yeah.
I know
how old is Harold?
To. That is a good question.
Oh, yeah. Well, Harold's not that old, but he's a student of history. Harold's like 30-something.
Yeah, but
maybe
so
40-something.
Student of history aside, or so I would say there'd be 2. Not major explosions, but if you want something out of place, this one probably tracks, and I think Wilhelm's mentioned it many, many times. When he first came to Kasmar, he was staying down by the docks, and the whole reason he got found there homeless was because he kept accidentally lighting the buildings on fire. So they thought it was a ghost or some sort of poltergeist, some sort of fire demon. They sent in Weatherford Hole, which consisted of Tristan and Weatherford at the time, and that's when they found Wilhelm. But the other incident would have been probably you probably wouldn't have heard of it.
Probably not.
Way outside of town, single house, nothing that would have gotten reported. Drow family.
I thought it was tieflings. I'd have to check.
Yeah, I don't remember. Could have been tieflings. It's a long time ago, Charles. They all look the same, burning into light.
I'm gonna use that line.
Coming out of Regani's mouth, I'm sure.
Yep, that's the goal.
But yeah, perhaps we speak more at the bookstore, because I have a couple of theories I'd like to bounce off of you.
Good a place as any. We should also check in on... I don't even know what we should call that place. Well, Skrongle.
I knew you were going to say that. Do we have to?
Am I wrong?
I know. Of course we should. Fine. Perhaps we can go there. I guess it's just as private, if not more so.
Hey guys, I know I've been in the lead, but I didn't really know where we were going, so I just took us to this bagel shop's kind of where we just are stopping right now. Where are we going?
Is the bagel shop right next to the entrance to the Scrumble place?
No,
Conveniently as a transition point. No.
no, not at all. Scruggle's place is over by the trains, like railway that goes through the districts.
No, the new Scrumble place.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was at the docks.
Because the old Scrumble place was
the old Scrumble place is at the docks. The new Scrumble place where the troll house was near the railway station, kind of in the middle of that district.
Okay, I had you been confused there. Okay, we're good.
How much daylight do we have left?
You have approximately about an hour and a half, and getting from where you are now to the old troll house that was supposed to be set up for Scrungle. That you guys still did you guys ever tell Scrungle that it was his?
Yeah,
that's right. You did because
somebody else did.
Pip did. It's probably about a 30-minute walk from where you guys are at now.
Couldn't hurt to check in.
There we can see if he's got anything for dragons.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever go take care of the crystal? Take care of the coal vault generator there?
Nope.
No, we talked about it, but then you blew us up.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was on somebody's agenda during quote unquote downtime when we had like 2 weeks.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Maybe. Well, that's the thing is like maybe they wait and were like, okay, let's just keep it running for now. We'll make it safe. Yeah. We'll just make it safe and then we'll come back for it. Maybe that's what they stopped doing.
That's probably what has happened. There's probably still like police line up there at the moment, but other than that.
I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's the beggar's.
No, beggar's gone.
Sweet.
I
was thinking maybe
we've got some time. I say go now.
Go where?
Yeah, maybe it's not enough time for y'all to do the research you wanted to on the crystal, but we could verify that it's in a safe state. Do whatever short maintenance we need. Talk about whatever and check about maybe some dragon equipment. If Scrungle's got anything. Unlikely, because I mean, who deals with dragons these days? But it's worth a shot.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. Maybe more pertinent to visit it in the morning.
Oh, I meant now would be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go to bed super early anyway.
That's the thing, Wilhelm. There's always going to be another fire if we don't go now. We just might never go.
This is a good point. All right. Yes, leads the way.
Okay.
We'll go to the old troll house.
Mm-hmm.
The Scrungle house.
Going to the old troll house. Again, the false beggar is gone. The police tape is up after some time getting to that place. You go up, you go underneath the police line, go to check the door, and it is locked. You can see a big padlock there on the front. Looks like it probably has a key in there, holding the double door together.
It looks like the key's in it, or you said there's just
It looks like one of those key boxes with the lock.
Oh, okay. I'll knock on the door like Scrungle, and then I'll start picking the lock. Let them know it's me, but then also we need it.
Okay. As you are going to pull at that lock box where the key is inside, you can hear it kind of like rattling around inside. The door just opens up, and there he is. Half his face scarred up. He's wearing like barely wearing a t-shirt, no pants, kind of like hurled over.
Hey, bud. We're here to make sure the crystal is safe.
Finally.
Yep.
Great.
And maybe possibly if you have anything that could hurt or slow down a dragon, we would be interested in at least looking at it. But we'll check the crystal first.
Sure.
Okay.
And he
Cool.
just like takes off down the hallway that you guys now recognize. There's been no cleaning done. There's just blood all over the floor, all over the carpet in this entry hallway from the dude getting
Blood on the dance floor.
absolutely obliterated by a variety of different people. Multiple dudes getting obliterated in that hallway now that I think about it. And he just takes off into that main large room. You take your right off into that corner where all the books are. And as you're going inside, you can see all the books are on the floor. Just like in big piles, not well taken care of at all. The 3 pillars that had that language that you guys had to dig through before with those little bitty like holographic screens there for it are like flickering. In the corner, there's just this big metal orb that has like odd filigree kind of floating around this big ball of energy, and on the interior you can see this big orb just kind of like flickering on the interior.
Alright, that doesn't look good. Can I go over to one of the monitors and see if I can see if there's like something wrong?
Sure. Make an Arcana check. With advantage, because you've seen this one before. You've seen the setup.
Oh man, you guys really did a number on this last time, didn't you?
Us? No, I didn't.
Can I also check on it?
13, yeah.
With a 13 looking at it...
Okay, go ahead.
With a 13, as you're kind of like looking it over, it doesn't look like it's actually it doesn't actually have much of an issue. It just looks like the power's been diverted. Though you're not sure what to.
So with that, am I also getting advantage because that's important?
Yes.
Cool. Because without advantage, that's a 2 for a 15. With advantage, that's a natural 20 for a 33.
Okay. The power has not necessarily been entirely diverted. It just seems like it's on a constant cycle going in and out of the actual Clovolt generator itself. That said, it's a simple switch, more than likely something that one of the investigators slash detectives did whenever they came in, just to make sure that it didn't blow up before they left the premises. After they got rid of the false beggar, which you are still not sure how they took care of that. That said, it's not that difficult to readjust the power. The entire actual Cobalt crystal orb itself is in perfectly operational condition. Nothing really seems to be a problem. It's just kind of like in a stasis mode at the moment.
How are my arms feeling?
Buzzy, same as last time. There's a little bit of pressure.
Nothing that would suggest that there's a gap in the system anywhere.
No.
Like that it's exposed in any way.
No.
Cool.
Whoever made the system did it correctly.
One thing I know I want to do is I want to see, because we know how the building appears to be laid out from the outside, right?
Right.
Is there a configuration that we can make that matches exactly to the outside?
Yes, you can do multiple floors down and like below and up. But whenever you make that, if it's below that, it's going to absolutely break into the sewers and mess some stuff up. However, if you continue upward, it seems like there's no other buildings on top of it, even though it takes up an entire like city corner.
So I would need to build it higher than it appears to be outside. Okay. So there's no safe way to build it to look like it does outside.
No, you could. Building it upward would just fill in the space above. Like if you were to look from the outside with 32 Arcana,
and we'd be able to access it from the outside.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
It would literally be up on the surface.
Yes.
We'd have to build like a front or something that nobody would suspect. Maybe like a
No. Basically, if you wanted to, you could actually get the exact square footage of each floor and literally just build it into the building as itself, and then put like a stairwell in the center of it and be perfectly fine.
And then once it goes,
once it's solidified, it would just basically appear. And it wouldn't even necessarily that it would appear. It just replaces the interior.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe we could like open a store or something and make like a front. Yeah, so
correct.
Some kind of maybe spitballing bagel shop.
Sure.
We always need more bagel shops around.
Scrungles,
and I actually now have a system on upgrading buildings. If you guys want to talk about that later.
I don't.
Yep.
I just want to do it. I don't want to talk about it.
Then you're going to tell us it costs money.
I don't even manage the ship in our Blades in the Dark campaign, all right? I don't know.
I will say, I don't think, at least Harold, I don't think wants to solidify it necessarily, because I think Harold does see the utility therein.
Sure.
But I want to position everything in a way that if a crazy, maniacal sewer shop owner that we have given this building to were to accidentally hit the solidify button, that it would not be catastrophic for the rest of the city.
As you're making those changes, as you're making those changes with your passive perception, you can hear massive amounts of complaining from somewhere else in the building. As you can hear the movements kind of moving along on the interior.
Now, I wouldn't have done it blindly. Harold is smarter than that. He doesn't just pick up the Rubik's Cube of dark power and solve it right there without paying attention to what it is. Like fucking.
I don't know. Sometimes the smartest people in the world are just like, "Ooh, yeah, probably should have moved that first."
No,
has killed himself with magic twice.
In moments of desperation, and discovery. This is not a moment of discovery. This is a moment of let's make this not kill people.
I thought this would be a really good front to siphon all our illegal gold through.
I've already done that. Gerby's taking care of it. Gerby Madoff. An embezzler named Madoff. We never saw it coming.
A joint account now.
So okay.
Well, according to Gerby, that's just me and Beta's joint account.
Fair, yeah.
I was going to say, can we password protect this?
You could theoretically put an arcane lock on it, yeah.
I actually have those spells. I just rarely use them. So I could spend some time and do that. I could spend some time and rock a rhyme.
We explained this to Scrungle. Hey, we're gonna rearrange the building. In order, okay. Hey, so we're gonna rearrange the building to make it real good for you. Right now, building sucks. We're gonna make building awesome, better.
Better.
Yeah, taller. Yeah. Two-story shop.
Don't mess with it yet. I'm not moved in.
Just let us know when that's sticking.
I know where sewer is. I don't know where front is.
Where we came in, that's front.
I don't know where front is.
Can we keep a sewer?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, how hard would it be to keep a sewer access?
Not very hard actually. If you really wanted to keep it in the same spot, you probably could.
And not have negative consequences, Charles. I know what school of fuckery you're from. Get the fuck out of here. Complete answers only.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be any issue with it. Okay. You could probably find you could easily find a configuration to keep that entryway available. The only thing that's
useful
not
for us to have too.
Correct. The only thing that's not mobile is the arcane, the arcane cobalt core itself.
And that's not
in that spot.
And that's not in a spot that is inside another building.
Correct.
Excellent. Okay.
Really
Stupid to have that located near the front door.
With the argument about taking magical risks in mind, Harold will, as he figures out the way that blueprint-wise this is going to work, he'll check it over with Wilhelm, and then tell Wilhelm how to do it, and like kind of guide him through his Rubik's Cube.
Okay. Are you doing that before or after Scronglo's moved in?
Well, I would tell Scrongle we're going to keep his entrance the same. That way he doesn't have to rearrange once he gets back.
That room size is going to be a little bit different. And he's just putting everything in one room just to get it into the place first. It's a very packed throne room.
How much time, Scrongle, do you think you need?
Couple days. Unless you help. You help?
Yep. Can we knock it out tonight if we help?
What's it worth to you?
No.
Say half the building?
How many floors?
How many was it going to be? It was going to be like 4 or 5 floors, right?
Yeah, you could probably build out like a full 6 floors. Granted, they're not massive floors.
So you will have a whole more floor than what you had before. 2 whole floors. You will have the top part near the surface. Like, who needs that? It's gross up there, right? Who cares?
Right.
Near surface? I want surface.
Why?
Store.
Okay, you get the basement and the first floor for a shop.
Okay.
But we need to be able to get to our floors, so that means we'd have to either come in through the sewer or through the surface. So you'll be okay to let us just walk through your floors? It's fine? Okay.
Sure.
Good.
Don't touch my stuff.
Great.
Maybe there's like a...
We have to touch it to help you.
Yes.
Just clarifying. All right.
Maybe there's also like a staircase off to the side, so that if we put a bagel shop above, you know, so we also have foot traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, if they came in for bagels, they would have to come
leave your
by
floor
you.
alone.
That's the thing, is on the way to the staircase for the bagels, you
can get 'em
display your
with the
goods.
sale.
And then so everyone's like, oh man, I did need one of those.
Scrongle,
And then
you know when you go to a convenience
It helps.
store and all the candy and the fun stuff's at the front so that people see it on their way out.
Yep.
That's exactly what we're doing.
It's also
You're the
helpful for
candy.
us, because if they need something from you, then they're like, man, I am kind of hungry, I'll get a bagel too. It's mutually beneficial.
The symbiotic relationship.
Smart. Deal.
Great.
Okay, sweet.
I love it. It's great. Awesome. All right, Pip, Copper,
Yeah.
help him out.
Okay. Are you helping?
Harold and I have a lot of important work to do here to make sure the building doesn't explode before you.
Harold?
You see,
It's so
Do you see
funny
the-
that that's so important right now because it took us days to get here.
we didn't know how bad it was, but you see the blinking screens?
Harold?
If it wasn't for Harold and I, this place could explode at any moment.
Okay, well, what if
Do
I
I
have
believe him?
important information?
Yes,
Do I
Pip?
believe Wilhelm when he says that?
That's like an insight versus deception there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys do what you want to do, I guess.
JD, don't worry about rolling. I believe you implicitly.
Don't say that.
Just on sheer. Pip's like, I get it. Yeah, it's very important.
Well, here's the deal I'll make, Pip.
The thought crossed his mind for half a second, and he was like,
I trust this man with my life. Of course, he's telling us the truth.
Somebody has to clean up all the blood.
That'll just dry and flake off.
Yeah, that goes away with time.
That's how you
Yeah.
get ants.
What?
No.
Ants aren't that
Beetles.
bad. Why
They're
would you complain
beetles.
about
They
ants?
eat the blood.
So Go get to the bagels.
There's no bagels yet.
Yeah, I'm forward thinking. There's also a significant number of bad diseases that you can get.
From ants? I never
Yes,
got.
and from dried just blood and guts, there's and feces, and you know what happens when somebody dies, right?
Yeah,
It all comes out.
That's I didn't have to deal with any of this actually. I lived in the sewer, and so I feel like a little blood in the hallway. Potato, potato.
That's
think
character.
I don't think those two things equate.
All right. Well, we'll get started on the moving.
Get started. I will be there in a minute. I will help you.
Yeah. Whenever you guys get done with the important stuff.
Pip, I have an idea.
This is all important.
But Harold, I've seen you do this before. Do you have any unseen friends that can help move stuff?
Well, technically speaking, only the one in my house is permanent. I don't think any of the others can get far enough away. Yeah.
Okay.
I explained that to Pip in an English accent.
Okay. It's worth a shot. Let's go, Copper.
I have an idea to help us go faster with this.
Okay.
What if I turn into like a bear and you put a saddle on me? I can carry a lot more that way.
Bears have arms.
Harold, I'm gonna end up moving all these freaking boxes. I know.
Can you turn into like a strong monkey?
I don't know. I can pick something strong.
Yeah, anything strong you can just push. Bears have got arms.
I just thought I could carry more on my back. But yeah.
But we don't have a saddle, so that takes time.
That's true. Scrungle might.
Can you make us? Honestly, Scrungle might. You know what? How about you just turn into a bear? We'll see what Scrungle says. We'll go from there.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. But let him see you turn into a bear, so that I don't just show up with a bear and he thinks I'm taking his stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna love that.
And specifically say I can help, and then turn into a bear.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it real obvious this is to move stuff.
We can do this. Okay.
Maybe an octopus. You have more arms.
I was gonna say I could polymorph Pip into a giant octopus.
Maybe you could
For an hour.
polymorph one of them into a mimic, who then mimics a conveyor belt.
Unfortunately, I don't believe polymorph works in that fashion.
Shucks. Anyways, Harold.
What about me?
Yes.
Huh? What?
Yes, we let's get to it.
Yeah, we do the thing.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, we do the
So
thing.
while Harold and I are configuring the building, so I met with Alhora. What's the other one?
You don't mean
Yes, the blue streak.
and it wasn't relevant last night? Or this morning, whenever the fuck that was?
To be honest, I don't know that it was relevant. Period. She was very forthcoming.
Forthcoming about changing reality around us, or
Well, not that particular bit. No, that part was left out, so I guess not as forthcoming. But in the moment, it is my belief that Alhora, the power that Alhora used to bring us all here, she took from Regani. And it's damaged her. You see, the blue streak inside the armor is badly burned, and it looks almost as if the armor itself is partially keeping them alive. And to your question earlier about him, I think Alhora is dying.
She seems, well, stressed, but otherwise
Suddenly
in
he is
health.
getting stronger. And if she took his power, and somehow it is now returning to him, and he has been quiet for all this time to all these additional vessels, and now he is just starting to rise up again, it would seem that some of that is returning. Which would explain the desperation and the blue streak breaking away as well. I don't know if this is accurate.
Well, let's look at it pragmatically. Is there a reason that the blue streak would be changing the world around us, changing the memories of the world around us, rewriting the timeline?
Yeah.
That aligns with
I think
their
she's
goal.
just trying to sustain herself. And it may be becoming more and more difficult to do so. Look at the pattern, right? She's gone after, what she would have in life, right? Vigilante, attacking those who deserved it. Bad people, people no one would miss. Easy to erase. And sustaining herself off of them, but at what point is it not enough? And the ambition there is to break free before the whole thing collapses, perhaps? Or maybe it is just a part of her it is her survival instinct that is now kicked in.
Alhora had said that there was essentially a time limit on all of this, and that if the spell that they had cast would last for that time limit, we could make it through the flames, or at least that's what it alluded to. Perhaps they need to sustain themselves in order to continue the spell, and this is a way to sustain until then?
Or there's maybe a limit. And maybe she's been trying to, again, with the best intentions, not sustain herself off the individual she had originally attempted to save. But maybe now, again, there's a part of her, the blue streak, that knows it has to happen in order to survive, or at least attempt to. But I think in this moment, this is why this sudden resurgence in Regani after 30 years. The crystal breaking.
Yes, speaking
All of
of
this
the
to bring
crystal
me
itself.
to my next point. I know we and you have been working on a way to seal off my connection there to save me. But Harold, I don't see how that is going to fix it. He'll just find someone else, maybe a stronger vessel. We have to stop him.
And how do you propose we do that? You saw what happened. Through your own eyes. Through your own actions. Not your own, you know what I mean.
If the blue streak was able to do it.
Well, were they? Realistically?
To some regard, yeah. I mean, he was trapped here. He's been trapped here for however long this has existed.
Right. So what do you propose?
I have to take his fire from him.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I must have misheard you.
I don't see another way. Otherwise, it's just going to, the cycle's going to repeat. He's just going to get stronger.
Well, how do you intend... I mean, my notes are all related to ending the cycle, not harnessing it. We'd have to start completely from scratch.
Well, that was part of what I wanted the absorbing tattoo for. Because it's a good reference, but it's a similar concept. Oh, there's a very good chance that I take this and I'm completely, like the blue streak, just annihilated in the process. But to be honest, again, Harold, if we don't do this, it's just going to continue to happen. You see, now is 3, 4. I have now witnessed 2 other active vessels.
DM. This is Justin not remembering, because I know it was stated at one point when I was either with Alhora or communicating with her in some way. How long were we trying to keep? Was she trying to keep this going for? Both out of Kasmar and in Kasmar, like out of the crystal and in the crystal, like the time dilation.
Outside of the crystal, 10 full minutes. Inside the crystal, minimum of 1,000 years.
Right? And it's been 500, so we've got a long fucking way to go. Short time to get there. I can't wait to get on the road again. Sorry.
And it's important to note that that's the attempt.
That's the attempt.
It appears that is not what's going to happen.
Correct.
At the current pace.
Yeah.
At the current pace that you guys are moving, you are going on what
we
you
have
think
potentially days.
You have I wouldn't say days, but you definitely don't have another 500 years. But
That's fine. 500 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Jesus. But the actual, in reality, there is, things are accelerating faster and faster, though you're not sure what the exact pace and timeline looks like. Your first indication of anything going wrong in the first place was a fiddler on the roof getting a crystal knocked on his head to wake him up. And that was months ago.
God, it's been months in game. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character. Goddamn. So if what you're saying is possible, and even if it is possible, however improbable, do you think it would be enough to take it from him that potentially we could end what's happening outside? I mean, how does that work? I mean,
I don't think so. What's happening outside, I think, is on a scale that we have not even. I don't think Regani himself has even been capable of in a significant amount of time. There's the full might of a divine being projected through him, the same way he projects it through me, right? But magnified to 1,000. I don't know that I can stop what's happening outside. But if we can maybe stop whatever is happening on the inside, then perhaps that will fix it. But I know that him running...
In other words... Go ahead.
In other words, Harold, if it takes me to stop it, then I don't see another way.
Well...
At least it will buy you all enough time to potentially figure the rest out.
And JD, above game, when we've been researching for this, you've been keeping your own notes, doing it differently, right? Mm. Okay. Yeah, because Harold right now is of the mindset that, like, we've got nothing. We've got to start from scratch because everything I've been doing has been in the wrong direction. If this is the route we're going to take.
No, I would show you exactly what I was looking at, which is the again, it's very similar stuff to the absorbing tattoos, but it's a similar type of magic, right? Because it's similar medium. But a lot of it has been around transmutation. It's the same way you would pull energy from the elemental plane of fire to create a wall of it, right? It's essentially the same concept, just on a grander scale. But again, I already saw the result. So.
I wonder if the Blue Streak has another one of her suits. It'd be nice. Pimp, I am your father.
So, during this conversation, the other two.
Oh man, I think they're lucking out, man. They got some important work to do. This is labor.
I'm a bear already, right?
Yeah, I assume your response is.
Literally just pushing boxes around, not even moving them, just batting them.
I said don't break them. You guys get over to Scrungle's place. It's about a 45-minute walk, even through the sewers.
I thought we were moving boxes from the throne room where he had them to a room that they wouldn't get messed up.
No, he's wanting to move them from his pipe to the Scrungle house.
Okay, that's so much.
I think that I would have let I could have let Pip ride me through the sewer.
Well, no, like we gotta save we gotta save your bear time, you know.
I mean, I got 4 hours.
Oh, does it
it's
not?
45 minutes one way.
Does it not work as a? Okay, I forgot how wild.
It's wild shape, man. It's only an hour.
Yeah. Nah. I think I think the best course of action is we fashion a cart, a thin long cart.
Out of what?
Scruggle's got loads of shit, man.
You haven't gotten there yet.
And I know that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying overall plan. We follow Scrungle back to his place, right? He says, hey, we gotta move all this stuff over to the throne room. That's horrible. So you shapeshift into a bear. We create like a sled-like function. Like
allow me to interrupt you for a moment. Because the moment you
I'm
get
sorry,
down,
your facts are interrupting our plans, okay?
The moment you get into the sewers, you see like weird biomechanical dogs carrying sleds full of stuff. back and
See?
forth.
It was a great plan.
Are they Scruggles?
Yes. You can tell just by the make. What does that mean? I don't know.
Are they
But you
like
can tell.
they're dog size though, so they're not carrying a large amount?
Yeah.
You can drag a significant portion more than you can carry.
I'm asking how much the dogs are dragging.
They're pulling like 2 or 3 boxes a piece, depending on how big the box is.
Got it. I could definitely do better than that as a bear.
That's why he was like, "You want to help?"
It's pretty great. Let's we'll get this going.
Okay.
Alright.
So you get down to Scrungle's pipe.
And strap it up to his Autiug as well, you know, and I think could probably haul.
Yeah, he could.
I'm sure he's got like an army of those.
I will now roll to see what kind of
One less.
sewer encounters.
Sewer encounters. Nadia grabs her ankle.
Okay. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws, unless you're immune to poison.
Good.
Not my bad. Not poison. Disease.
I am not good then. Just checking.
19.
Success.
12.
Noted.
No, the word is success. I'll just spell you out there.
Need to get down to that portion of it all. La 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 la. No, I'm gonna stick with noted because it is a failure. Yeah. So as you're walking along in the sewers, there's a moment where there's a big, as it just kind of like this big bubble explodes in the sewers. There's like this thick film on top. Some of it gets on your face, some of it gets on your arm.
It's fine.
And it's
you don't
just
have
kind
to.
of really gross. And as you kind of slop it off, you swear a little bit. It gets in your mouth, and you're not quite sure. It's a bad time, Pip.
If the two of you die in the sewer, I swear Wilhelm will bring you back to life just to rub it in your face.
So I survived for years on my own, and just a casual walk. That's what does me in.
Yep.
It'll literally be like you speak with dead, just to be like, so how does it feel?
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, flaming puppet. Sucks, man. Fix it.
I didn't even cast the spell this time. Yeah.
We all see how he speaks with dead. It's flaming puppet.
just fucking Kermiting your ass because you're a fucking frog. God.
Smoking out my eyes. Let's go.
Anyway. Okay, cool. Noted.
Eyes. That's
Sweet.
That's the first thing that goes.
As you get to the actual pipe itself, he has a full army of these biomechanical weird dogs, all of them just kind of like, some of them not really built very well and kind of struggling to even pick up like a plank of wood. Others full on like have tentacles that are grabbing a hold of stuff like a displacer beast and placing it on their back before just like sprinting down the sewers very rapidly. It's very terrifying to watch in itself. But what he gets there, he asks you to pick up a couple of different boxes. You guys start helping him, and over the course of the next couple of hours, Pip, your hit point maximum reduces by 3.
Solid.
When we get down there, I'll ask him, Scrungle.
Yeah.
Do you have like a sled like the dogs have, but bigger?
A big one. Why?
Because I can turn into a bigger animal and pull more things.
Like a walrus?
Yeah, but like not that exactly. But yeah.
Manatee.
Bear?
Water bear.
I've never tried. I think those are small.
That's a thing? Water bears exist?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
They're very, very little. But I could be a big bear, a land bear with fur
But you're
and
in the
pull
sewers.
stuff. What?
You're in the sewers.
I can be a bear wherever I want.
Entitled? You'll not be a bear in my shop.
I won't do anything to your stuff. I promise. I mean it.
The way
I'm trying
you
to
like,
help faster. I'm
Yeah.
trying to help get this done better and faster.
Nothing's better. Faster, yes.
the way Copper told me, because I was very cool for me too, was that it's smart bear. So good.
Yeah. And I'm very weak as it stands right now. I'm not.
Where are the other ones? Where's the bull guy?
They're doing brain stuff. They're thinking a lot.
And Fireface.
Yeah.
Are in mine. It felt good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fireface doing brain stuff. Bull guy on an errand. Don't know. Just went. Poof.
Blue guy looks weak, so
He's really good at brain stuff.
good.
Yep. I don't change into a bear. I carry.
I know. And he starts pulling up planks. He starts to pull in it, like yanks or like tears it up from the floor, and he starts putting together pieces of just like this big ramshackle, shitty looking sled, and he winds up putting like a halter to it, made of like electrical wire, and it's just good.
Let's find out.
What's it look like for you to change into a bear?
This like that sort of like black spore ichor that kind of defines Copper's magic, sort of like it's almost like his body like explodes into that and then reforms into the form of the bear.
Disgusting. I love it.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So I'm not gonna make you roll any strength checks or anything. You've already rolled for diseases in underneath. So
Bears are strong.
yeah, you help it move along a little bit faster. I don't know that it's particularly like significantly faster, but you do take up the load of like 3 of these dogs versus just one of them going at a time. And he does have a limited number of them. They aren't as innumerable as you would think they are. So that said, how late into the night are you guys going to help him?
You said it was like an hour and a half before dark. I don't know, like 10, 11, couple hours. Okay.
Seems right.
No, don't stay up into the AMs. Still rest, but
sure. There's gonna be another situation kind of moving into the next day, as you guys are going to do and go forward and help with that. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw if you guys are taking a long rest, Pip.
15.
Okay, noted. Great. JD, was there anything else you wanted to handle?
No, I think I will turn to Harold. It's just while we're again having this conversation, to say I should probably go help the other two. I'm remiss to think what could happen, but I have given this some thought. I have some notes back at the brownstone as well. More of an abjuration focus that you could take a look at. And I know Harold is not a very emotional person, but I think I will just put a hand on his shoulder, squeeze it a little bit. The Blue Streak couldn't figure this out, but they were just one person, Alhora. Despite all that power, they never had you. You've gotten to her twice. And you've only had 30 years. She's had thousands to figure this out. Right? We can do this.
As he's saying that to Harold, who has probably had, outside of his sister, 2 people that he would have considered a friend ever. And one of them is Veda, and one of them is probably Wilhelm. And with that, kind of playing off of the fact that Harold is not very emotional, would just kind of like, there's like a small single tear, and then Harold just goes in for a hug.
Oh. It's hot. I mean, both like externally.
I can picture it. It's hot.
My character arc
There's
standpoint.
like 2
Real
fit
hot.
men being emotionally available to one another, and it's also temperature hot.
Also, he runs about 100 degrees. Yeah. So.
Just a static 100.8.
And as I turn around to leave,
Wilhelm's hair stands up a little bit from the static.
Yeah, there's like a little electricity mixing in with the fire. Oh god, yeah. So
Yeah.
Watch out, Veda.
So I leave. She wanted a triangle.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
I will. As I turn and I leave, I will say, listen. Just remember. If you have a sword and you need to defend with it, what do you do?
Sticking with the pointy end.
Let's stick him with the pointy end.
And I think that's a good spot to end tonight's session. So thank you guys so much for joining us for A Sinner's Dream tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. Justin, roll D20 for us.
Poor thing, boss man.
18. Going in deep, JD, is we're gonna go raid someone.
I can't count that high.
Excuse me, I know. You never roll anything above a 5. Thanks again so much to Foundry, Forge, Tabletop Audio, Michael Gelfie, Heavy Arms, Midnight Syndicate. What's up? You look like you got something, Justin.
Quick plug. Next Sunday, starting before Strahd and ending, I believe, shortly after it begins, I will be on stream at the Golden Mug, who you sometimes may be joined by in chat. We'll be doing a one-shot where I will be playing a very angry French-sounding dwarf. Very akin to Anton Moliere from Atlantis, if you're familiar. But a very angry French dwarf artificer. The Golden Mug is a pretty cool streaming channel. Kind of small community like we are. They're taking a break from their normal campaign next week to do a community one shot that I will be a part of. So check them out. Twitch.tv/The Golden Bug. Yeah.
Even better. Because unless we find a way to pre-record this week, which we might, I don't think we'll be playing Strahd next week again. Because unfortunately for all of you, it is my birthday.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Fucking motherfuck.
Sorry, guys. I get one a year.
Gosh darn you for getting old.
You old.
So in that
Older.
case, host the stream?
Don't
We
talk
could
to
all
me.
just go show up.
I'll be wasted.
Chocolate wasted.
So it'll just be like last night then.
Honestly? And tonight.
Check out, oh God. Check out Plastic Cougar, which might be this week. I'm not sure if we've got Plastic Cougar going on this week. I think we do.
I don't
obviously.
I don't know because Trevor's at Dragon Con, right?
Well, he's going to be at Dragon Con next weekend too, and we're still going to have ASD on Monday.
And if you're at Dragon
Also,
Con,
Cougar's
check
a
out
smaller
Trevor's
cast.
channels.
Yes, if you're going to Dragon Con, please go check out, go and support Trevor. The things that he
And-
does.
And say hi to me in the Discord because I'll be there too.
True.
And you find Justin. Is anyone go? If yeah, find Justin, find Trevor. Please don't do this at any panels. But if you see him in the hall,
Please don't do this at any panels.
I swear
Yeah.
he will. I swear.
He'll quit.
Well, I don't know if he'll quit,
It's all of our heads. If
but he'll
this
be very
happens.
upset with me. But
He'll be
if
very
you see-
upset with all of
If you
us.
see him anywhere else, it's a big loud "fuck you, Mac" from me.
Not a very loud, like while you shake his hand, maybe like, hey.
All
Let's
right,
go.
and on that note, we're gonna go raid 2B or RPG. Love that name.
That's a good name.
Yep.
That's a very good name.
Solid name.
That's all. That's the
see-
name of the channel and the name of the episode. So I
See you guys next week on Monday. You guys have the day off. I don't.
Your loss.
sucker.